Hello, this is Kyle Haraldson. I'm Chief Technology Officer at Intrinsic Technologies. Today I'm going to talk about our software product called Swimage Encore, advancing desktop deployment with System Center. Swimage Encore is a single worldwide imaging process that we have been utilizing since 1993 for nearly 20 years to help large customers migrate from one operating system to the other and be as efficient as possible. We've used Swimage for every operating system since Windows 3.1 all the way up through now Windows 8. It integrates with System Center Config Manager, and it is a point-and-click dynamic desktop solution that allows for full automation of everything that is necessary for doing a deployment, including all image management, hardware, drivers, patching, software reinstallation, data protection, and all role-based customization. It is the most mature deployment framework tool on the market. It has been around for many, many years and is included for not just migrations, but for break fix. It manages the scheduling, communication workflow, and provisioning of all targeted systems. We support XP, Vista, Windows 7, Windows 8, and Server 2008 R2 for operating systems we can deploy. Deploying an operating system is very complex. That is why we produce Swimage to help our migration projects and customers that are looking to migrate their systems very efficiently. Imaging has been considered a last resort, primarily because of its complexities. Things like user downtime and interruptions, risk of losing data and settings, and risk of missing applications are a primary reason why technicians are very reticent to image a PC. They'd rather, try to solve the problem by, uninstalling malware or things like that, which is probably not the best way to do it. It also comes down to image being outdated, hard to maintain, time to patch, customize updates, finding and installing drivers, all taking into consideration the time involved to actually do the migration. Okay. Also, there's no consistency in the installation procedure, making help desk calls later on very troublesome because, who knows what is the root cause because every machine was built by hand or built differently. Okay. We also deal with remote deployment logistics. What happens if a home user, for example, has a problem with their machine? How do you get the system back up and running? It's typically, we'll send you a computer, you send us your old computer, we'll fix it, and then cross ship again. That is very time consuming down for the user and very expensive by just the shipping cost alone. Okay. Also, communicating to the end user and setting the expectations can be a problem. You could have it technically flawless and still be considered or perceived as a failure if the user did not realize that they were gaining a new operating system. Okay. Time to repair, deploy can be hours or days. I've seen deployments take anywhere from 2 to 16 hours, depending on the amount of data to be transferred, applications to be reinstalled, especially if there's no application source and so forth. Okay, the real value prop for Swimage is the fact that we've solved all those problems. It is a completely automated PC provisioning process so that users can get all of their apps, all of their data completely restored without any hiccups or interruptions. That can be done overnight, so there is absolutely no user downtime. Nirvana is the user comes back in the morning, everything is so pristine that they don't even sometimes realize that they've been completely redeployed because they have everything back and fully functional. Okay. We also have the repair by redeploy process in which, if you trust the technology enough, you can put it in the hands of the help desk to fix problems very quickly by simply redeploying the machine rather than trying to futz with registry or there's things. They'll just give it 30 minutes to see what the problem is. If it sounds like it's malware or the machine's just simply running slow, schedule an overnight deployment. They can do that because they trust the technology, trusted enough to get it fully functional back to the user within 60 minutes. It is a low-cost migration to Windows 7 or Windows 8. Customers of ours that have used Swimage to migrate their systems to XP continue to use Swimage, and they no longer have the cost bubble of every time there's a new operating system. They have to figure out, okay, how do we do the coding around getting it installed? What's all the logic to do it, and building the process. For Swimage customers, it's just a simple drop-down. Now they're Windows 7, now they're Windows 8. Okay, it minimizes or eliminates user downtime by the overnight deployments. Hardware and driver dependencies go away because we can dynamically inject the drivers on the fly during deployment, which makes your imaging process very simple to maintain. We eliminate risk of data loss by protecting not only known data but unknown data and take an entire snapshot of the drive beforehand so that, even worst case scenario, a data type that was obscure and unknown, can be retrieved very easily after the deployment takes place. Okay. We update images easily and very frequently. Updates are usually take place every quarter, but it's a very simple process to update an image. A couple of clicks and the image itself is completely rebuilt. It stabilizes standardized environment and vastly improves customer satisfaction. And the primary key here is it's out of the box, no coding necessary. You can get up and running and start deploying your systems within a matter of weeks. Okay, the types of scenarios that we can handle, pretty much everything around operating system migration, environment refresh just for standardization, break-fix redeployment, or hardware replacement. There's no scenario that we've hit as far as when you would deploy a machine that we haven't been able to handle with our product. Okay, we initiate the deployment process with Swimage, either zero touch, which is the majority. That's the most cost-effective way of doing it. We schedule it through a single web console. We can do it immediate. We can do it scheduled overnight. And it takes place without ever sending a technician out. Other ways of handling are just light touch, bare metal deployment, booting up with a CD. If you have new hardware that comes in, you need to copy information from one PC to another. We handle the logic and workflow to manage that process so that data gets transferred direct from one PC to the other through a USB or through a server. We do light touch CD-based deployments, Pixie-based deployment. And finally, remote deployment using removable media. The removable media could be provisioned up front, shipped out to a home user that's having a problem. The instructions would be the home user inserts the USB stick. It prompts with, "Are you ready to deploy now?" And they hit the OK button, and in an hour, they're completely redeployed. All data, all settings, all applications still restored back to the user. Again, no shipping, no sending out technicians, user initiated. Okay, we have a lot of technology that we put in managing the process. Intelligent zero touch. It's all role-based template layering logic. We have workflow with a T-minus scheduler to do validation and dry run so that the guarantee that the system is going to come back online fully functional. We want 100% successful deployments in the process. We want communication automation, snapshotting and rollback to protect the data. Dynamic software reinstallation with application matching, discovers which application is there, automatically installs those applications. Automated image creation and management, driver extraction with our driver interrogator, offline DVD, and finally no need to unencrypt drives because with our key transfer technology, we can take an encryption key and transfer it to the new operating system without ever needing to decrypt the drive and keeping it secure and intact. Okay. The process we integrate with SCCM, it kicks off the deployment, and Swimage is what is the intelligence in which assembles all the different parts that make up a particular PC, so it's very unique to that particular user's needs, and that's what gets targeted and installed on the machine. Okay, Swimage has a process flow in which, we do the planning and setup, which is the simple main components, integrates to SCCM for hardware inventory, software inventory, computer inventory, and actually kicking up the deployment. Swimage has all the intelligence around what gets deployed, how it gets deployed, and it does the assembly. Distribution is handled through SCCM, so we don't have to have a parallel infrastructure. So all the heavy lifting is still handled by SCCM. The deployment itself takes place fully automated. All the intelligence is run through our Swimage conductor, which manages the entire process. If you need any more information about Swimage Encore, visit our site at www.intrinsic.net, call us at 630-7694-111, or email at sales@intrinsic.net, and we will be glad to help you out and try to assess your needs and see if Swimage can be a fit for you. And we also have business process analysis. If you want to see an actual return on investment analysis, we can do that as well. Thank you very much for your time.